This video is going to walk you through using Xlookup to create a summary page. So I have different pieces of data like schedule. So these would be maybe a list of all the students' schedules. You may have their course, their teacher, something like that. And then I have scores. In this case, I have Coyote Math scores, Coyote Reading scores. You may have KSA scores that you want to see. It gives you an easy way to be able to see, okay, a student took this course and this is how they scored. Or maybe here are a list of all the students in our school, and here are the list of the students who have passed the civics test. And I want to put the list of civics test onto the list of the students in the school. So that's what we're going to use this for. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to click back to our summary sheet, and we are going to click in the first box. So we have Elena Hernandez, we have her SID number, and this is where we want the course that she takes. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in a formula. We're going to hit equals Xlookup. So you'll kind of see it pop here. You'll also see this is your formula bar up here. We're going to put a parentheses. And then basically we want it to look for her SID number. Now I clicked in this box. I want it to look for whatever I have in that cell. And I want it to, I'm going to hit a comma. And then I want it to look for that student's SID number on my schedule tab. And so I've just clicked schedule, and then I want it to look in this. I clicked on column A. I want it to look in this column for that SID number on my summary page. You can kind of see it's added schedule, so that's the name of my sheet, and I want it to look in column A. Then I'm going to hit a comma. Now, whatever, if it finds her SID number, then I want it to give me what English course she was in. So I'm going to click on the column that has their English course. Now, I'm going to hit a comma. If for some reason it can't find her SID number, then obviously that student has no schedule. So I'm going to hit a parentheses, and I want it to just say no schedule. And then I'm going to close my parentheses because I want it to type those words. And then I'm going to close my parentheses. So I ended my quote and then I closed my parentheses. Now I'm going to hit enter. So Elena Hernandez with this ID number. When we find Elena, oh, there she is. She's taking English 1. And if you notice, it put English 1 there. Now I did that for her SID number. Now I need to do it for Emma Smith. But rather than retyping that big old formula, I'm going to get this little plus sign, and I'm going to hold down on my mouse, and I'm going to drag it down. And so what you notice is these are all of the schedules for these students, these SID numbers. Now, if you notice, we have a no schedule, no schedule, no schedule. Well, it didn't find that SID number on the schedule tab, and that makes sense because I have a column called active today that came out of my ad hoc. And if there's a 0, that just means that student is not currently actively enrolled. So that's the reason why that happened. I'm going to walk you through one more example, and then I want you to try it with the course. So next I want to get my Coyote Reading score. So I'm going to click, I'm on the summary sheet. I'm going to click in the box, that first box. So in this case it's G2. And then I'm going to type Xlookup. And I'm going to do a parentheses because this is what we're looking up. I always want to click on the SID number, And then I'm going to hit a comma. Now, where are we looking for this SID number? Well, we're looking in the tab for Coyote Reading. So I'm going to click the tab. And then I'm going to click on column A. And my whole column should be highlighted because I want it to look through that entire list. Now, if you notice, this is highlighted purple and this is highlighted purple. So we kind of know that those go together. And then I'm going to hit a comma. And then I'm going to highlight the reading score. Now, if it doesn't find it, I'm going to hit a comma, and I'm going to type no reading score. End your quote, and close your parentheses. I don't have to put this last little piece in. I could just close my parentheses, and then it'll give me a pound sign, an N, and the /A, meaning it didn't come up with anything. But that's a nice little added piece. So now I know that this student with this SID number was in English 1 and got an 11 on the Coyote. Now, do you notice I have a lot of no reading scores, which makes sense because we're giving our Coyote to just our freshmen, and these students have never taken it before. So that's how we do those two columns. I'd like you to pause the video, and I want you to bring up your trial site, and I want you to try to do the English and the reading. Okay. So let's take a look at what it actually did. So when I drag this down, do you notice the first one, it says B2, and it's looking in column A, column E. Well, when I click on this one, do you notice it goes to B3, which makes sense. I now want it to look for this SID number, and then when I click on the next one, it goes to B4, and so on. So when you use this little plus sign and you drag it down, basically it's going to advance this cell that we're looking for. So one thing I would suggest, once you're done getting your column and you have all these formulas, I would suggest highlighting the entire column and then right-click and copy it. And then I want you to right click and I want you to paste values only. I want you to pay attention to what that did. It didn't change what it said, but it did change. Notice it's no longer the formula. It is the actual English 3, no schedule. And you really want that if you're sorting because it's going to sort by a formula. And sometimes that gets a little wonky. So highlight your entire column. Once you're done pulling that in, right-click, copy, right-click, paste special, and then do values only. And then you will not have that formula anymore, and you can copy and paste things else, or maybe you copy and paste this spreadsheet someplace else. And that's fine because the formula doesn't need anything anymore because it just is the actual value.